Hello and welcome to Beginning Watercolor with Miss Carrie. Today we are going to make some winter trees. You're going to need your watercolor paper, some watercolors, water of course, and some masking tape today. One of the ways that artists use masking tape with their pictures is to frame their picture, and it makes a really nice and neat outline to your picture, and it gives it a picture frame, and that way if you were to put it in a frame it has a bit of an edge to use. So let's do that. So what you're going to do is just try and put your masking tape evenly on the edge of your paper. And I'm just taping it down to my desk. All right. This is also going to help if you are wetting your paper a lot. It's going to keep it from wrinkling up and warping. So these trees we will be using quite a bit of water. I'm just going to use my number 4 brush. And let's get started. So the winter trees, you can use all different colors. I suggest blues and purples, maybe a mix between purple and pink. All different color trees will look really nice. So we're going to use some blues first. And you can do trees like we did the last time, where they're the evergreen type trees, or you can make bushes, anything like that. We're just going to be using very wintry colors. So I'm going to start out by just making, an evergreen tree with some blue here. And it does help to leave a lot of white if you're making a winter tree. And we're going to do some things that are kind of unique to making these trees, a little bit different than the last time. So there's one tree. I'm going to make this one kind of different shaped. And maybe we'll have a really dark blue tree. More like a bush. We're just going to make some different looking spaces and just play around making shapes. This will come into play a little bit later as we make our trees. All right, so we have all different shapes here. Now we're going to use the number 2, and I'm going to use black watercolor. And you want it pretty runny so that it goes on your paper pretty smooth. Now we're going to make the branches and trunk of the tree. So just run it right up. And you want to do this while it is mostly dry. And basically we're just painting the skeleton of the branches. You could also do this in a dark blue or different colors as well. It does not have to be black. So let's see what that looks like if we were to use a dark blue. Maybe we use the dark blue on this one in the back here. That's pretty. Again, you're going to want to make sure that your underpaint is very dry. Otherwise it'll run just like that one did. But we can fix that. I like the dark blue with that. Let's see if we do some purple with the purple. And you can just continue on making the skeleton of your tree right on top of your picture. I'm just trying to give you all sorts of kinds of ways to make your trees. Then we're going to try another technique when we're finished with these. And this bush over here. Let's make some ground. I'm going to be using my larger number 14 brush for the ground. And really you can continue on making more and more trees in your picture. I have one more tree to do. I think it's pretty dry now. What other trees would you add? Or would you add a sky too? Maybe you have a nice winter sky to add. There we go. All right, this is what it looks like when you take off that tape. It gives you a nice, clean edge. All right, so that's one version of some winter trees right there. Make all sorts of winter trees. The next version, I'm going to go ahead and tape my frame down again, and then we're also going to use tape to create our trees this time. So let's get that started. All right, so now we're going to use tape to make some straight lines on our paper. Now this can be cut with scissors, or you can just tear them as well. So it doesn't have to be perfect by any means, but you just want to add the tape to your paper. Maybe we'll have one big tree right in the center here. So now that we have our lines taped on our paper, we're going to take the larger brush and use some wintry colors. Now you can choose to wet your paper first if you want to, right in between the tape, and then take some of your wintry colors if you wanted to do dark at the bottom and light at the top. You know, however you want to do it. Maybe you can even mix in some darker colors, or maybe some purple. Just a real wintry mix. And don't worry about getting the tape messy at all. know why there's black in my blue, but that's okay. Just makes it more interesting. And you can go over it with a drier brush to help blend those colors just a little bit more. And what I'm doing right now is taking a very dry brush and just lifting off some color. This will give it some texture in the background. Alright, now you're going to want to make sure that your paper is somewhat dry, not a whole lot of water mess on there. And you're going to slowly take off the tape that you had laid down. Sometimes it sticks too well and brings up the paper, but that's okay. We can fix that. Now we're going to take the smaller brush and we're going to make some marks on it, kind of like a birch tree. So you can use darker blue or maybe even black. To start, I like to use the blue just because it kind of goes along with the background color. And you just kind of go back and forth, making some marks or lines that come out from the edge, and they turn into looking like really cute trees in a forest. Now if you wanted to, if you have an even smaller detail brush, you can add some little branches that come off at the top here. Or you can just stick to making the lines. And there you have it. Another set of winter trees. I would love to see what you guys did. Go ahead and email me down at that email address below with some pictures. I'd be happy to post them on our Facebook page. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next month.